I can't imagine what it was like for you, such a big thinker, so well read, so immersed in the classics and the writings of people like Aristotle and Socrates, engaged in the business of ideas, big ideas, philosophical ideas and thoughts about religion, about God, about the universe, about our souls, about moral principles, to be bogged down day after day with this nonstop messaging about identity, about skin color, about gender. I mean, I've heard you say on your show, please forget all this, forget this nonsense about how the classics are racist and just immerse yourself and enjoy and take what they have to. But it must have been such an irritation to you, like the mosquitoes at the delightful picnic, like the gnat ruining your beautiful summer view, right? To having to deal with that.
Well, you're very kind. I mean, there's a way in which I suppose that could be true, but just constitutionally, I've always been a very happy warrior, and I kind of take it for granted that in this life you will have troubles, and this happens to be the fight unto which we were born. Like, who knows, but this was the moment unto which we were born. I mean, it is kind of laughable, and this is one great antidote that I always recommend to people, is do find things funny. Just because they're threatening to haul you off to the gulag, it doesn't mean they're not also ridiculous. And when you hear people talk about things like a whiteness in Herodotus, which, as you say, that's like a real thing that people will talk about. And you say, whiteness is a uniquely American modern obsession. Herodotus would have no idea what you meant by whiteness. Or you say like, oh, I've scoured these Viking texts and I found that there were black people in Viking culture because they talk about Eric the Black, And it's like, well, right, because he had black hair. And some of these things are just so absurd that the only thing you can do is laugh at them. And this is the crucial thing, right? Don't let them into your thought world for a second. Why would it, what does it profit you to even hesitate before you then immediately shrug off this nonsensical critique of, the racism of, ancient times or whatever, and actually look at the text? We get this wrong on both sides. It's part of why I started the show. We fight over whether it's okay to read Homer, and the left says it's wrong and evil, and the right says it's good and we should do it. But while we're fighting, and this is one of the left's best tactics, we're so wrapped up in that argument that we're not actually reading Homer, right? We've suddenly been distracted away from this storehouse, this treasure house of great literature and art that comes down to us, that is still available. Even with all the problems of digital technology, it's also newly available online. And, one of the tricks, if you're working out, if you're starting a new diet, if you're trying to make a life change, is to focus on the positive, right? Don't say, I'm not going to drink. Say, look how much clearer my head is when I wake up in the morning. And, for all that we get wrapped up in these absolutely idiotic political struggles, and we certainly do, they are like gnats, as you said, compared to this just mountain of excellence that comes down to us. How lucky are we that we get to be inheritors of this civilization? And I think, we are always losing out. We're always making ourselves smaller than we could be when we engage with identity politics on its own terms. No, Shakespeare's not racist. Yes, he is racist. That's beside the point. Shakespeare is Shakespeare. And, the political, the sort of non-binary, gender fluid, fat shaming, whatever, people online can't hold a candle to him. Like, pick up your copy of Julius Caesar. I beg you, your life will be improved.
Was it C.S. Lewis who said something to the effect of defend truth, but also enjoy it? There has to be time to enjoy it.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And, Lewis was such a companion to me at Oxford. I remember walking along the river with his books and having that feeling similar to what I was describing to you with my dad. And Lewis actually writes about this in The Four Loves, that experience of, oh, you too? I thought I was the only one, right? That's friendship. That's when you have made this kind of communion with another mind. And I do, another part of my experience in media and, in our current political moment is a lot of sorrow when I see people, twerking on the Capitol steps or screaming into a microphone about how it's great that they're fat. It's not not that those people are on the opposite side from me politically, although they are. It's just a deep sense of loss that these are human souls endowed with the capacity for reason and able to make that kind of connection. Maybe it wouldn't be with C.S. Lewis, maybe it would be with Du Bois, or maybe it would be with Machiavelli, or who knows. But to live your whole life never even engaging at that level because you've been taught by people that you trusted that this is evil and wrong to look back into the past. You know, young people have been done a terrible, terrible disservice. And the more of them come to understand that, the more of them start to say, well, I don't know what I can do to move forward in, 2022, but this ain't it. And which is kind of hopeful.
Everyone's starting to go back to school right now, right? This week, over the next couple of weeks. And as that happens, you have the chance to do some good by helping feed children who are facing hunger and food insecurity. Our partner, Good Ranchers, is on a mission to donate 100,000 high-quality meals to young children who often go unfed or who are malnourished from poor access to nutritious food. You can join this campaign by ordering a box of 100% American meat. Every order contributes meals to the cause and makes a huge difference in the lives of these kids. Good Ranchers is an award-winning food delivery service that brings 100% American meat and seafood right to your door. They source the best of American farms so that you can get the highest quality food possible and trust what you're feeding your family every time. Go to goodranchers.com/Megyn to join the movement today. You will get $30 off your order, free shipping, and donate food to kids in need. Giving back never felt or tasted so good. Let's help them hit and pass their goal of 100,000 meals donated. Go to goodranchers.com/Megyn or just use that code MEGYN at checkout. Change the future one meal at a time with Good Ranchers. goodranchers.com/MEGYN. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.